absolutely fantastic. And the thing that I love the most about it is everybody was in tune and everybody was in time, and they were absolutely passionate about their performances. So those are our three golden rules: play in tune, play in time, and play with passion. There's no, why would you not play with passion? Music's wonderful, isn't it? Whenever if you're going to take part in this, those are the three things that you must have in your video. And if you don't, then unfortunately we can't include it, but I think you can get to the point where you can have a go and you can play in tune, you can be in time, and you can have passion about what you do. Okay, now if you're just joining us and you didn't hear what I said right at the beginning, then if you've got an instrument in your house and you play a musical instrument and you want to grab it so you can use it in this rehearsal, that's great. And if you don't play an instrument, well, we're so happy you're here too, because this is about getting everybody together and making some great music together. So on Thursday night, when we all go out and clap for the NHS, more and more and more people are going to the kitchen and they're reaching for a pan and a wooden spoon. And so if this is your instrument for the Peoples Virtual Orchestra, then that's absolutely fantastic. Of course, you can clap, you can sing if you want, but we're going to make sure that this is accessible and open to absolutely everybody. I should have said before, it's completely free to take part. Okay, so I've shown you what the piece sounds like. I think we need to get started, so I'm going to start by teaching you kind of the rhythm part. So this is a part so I made myself a little bit smaller there. Right, this is a part where if you are a percussionist, or if you're a pan hitter, or if you're a table tapper, or a foot tapper, or anything else, this is the part for you. This is also the part for drummers. I hope that we'll get many drummers playing from all over the world, because the fascinating thing is that when people come from different cultures, they experience music in slightly different ways, and that means that the music they create naturally sounds a little bit different. And so if we're going to represent our world, I'd love for there to be a huge range of people from all over the place, and that would be really exciting. Now, if you looked at that music straight away and you thought, well, that's easy, it is easy, because that is just literally playing on the beat. So in the background, I'm going to just put a click on, and we're working at 148 beats per minute for this piece. There's the click. And hopefully you can still hear me at the same time as the click. I'm going to grab my pan. And if you are somebody who's playing this pan, all I'd like you to do is try and hit it at the same time as the click. Now, if that is, let me start for a second, because otherwise we will go crazy. If for you that is simple, you can hear that the click is at the same time as you're tapping the pan, then actually, why don't you make it a bit more complicated? So let's try it again. It actually doesn't matter what you play. You can play anything at all, play any rhythm. You can change the rhythm every time. It doesn't have to be the same. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. We just want you to perform and enjoy what you create. But the most important thing is that it's in time. And that click is on the guide recording that there's a link to under this video. And when you listen to that click is your world. And I have a number of students that come up to me in the class, and they'll say to me, so there's a really annoying sound, I can't get rid of it. And they're talking about the metronome, they're talking about the click in the background, and I have to say to them, you guys, it's an amazing thing. It's something that will help all of your parts to play in time, and therefore that click is so important. So that's what we need to listen to. I'm going to do, because this is a live rehearsal, some people will be out there and they'll be doing this, so I'm going to put the click on. I just like to play along to it. You play whatever you want. Okay, there we go. Now, there is one rhythm within this that's actually not on that piece of music, I don't think, from what I can see. It's very small for me. And right at the end, the final phrase of this 8-bar section that we're all learning to play, the rhythm is this. And if you think about that, I like to eat cheese. Let's say that together after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to eat cheese. And again, now, I like to eat cheese. And if you can do that at the end of the phrase, you'll understand where that comes later. Basically playing that rhythm at the same time as every other instrument in our orchestra, then it will help us sound even better and sound together. But actually, that's great. So if you are a pan player anywhere in the world, or whatever kitchen utensils you're using, then keep hold of it, because you're welcome to keep playing it. One of the beauties of internet rehearsals is that you can play your part while somebody else is practicing their part, and you won't put them off in the slightest. It's amazing. When we had Thursday night's rehearsal last week, we couldn't believe how quiet it was. Usually it's very, very loud indeed. Okay, let's get on to drummers. So I'm going to keep that click, but I'm also going to create this live drum track here. Okay, now I'm playing drums today on a piano, which if you want to use an iPad, if you've got an iPad and you want to tap on the percussion instrument in GarageBand, you can do that. That could be your instrument. You can do it on a smartphone. There's all sorts of different music apps where you can download for free and then tap. If you've got a MIDI keyboard, or you've got a keyboard in the garage that somebody gave you for Christmas for 5 years ago and you've never used it, then now is the time to get it out and use it. So usually the C note that is about there is the bass drum, and the E note is a snare drum, and then F sharp there, that black key there, is a hi-hat. So I could create this rhythm. Now obviously that's a lot slower than the tempo that we're playing, but that you get the gist. And even if maybe you never knew how to do that before, why don't you have a go? Because it's amazing what you can do. Actually, if I break it down for you just really quickly, it's like saying coffee, 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 and at the same time going tea, 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 and you just got to do them together. Okay, and that's how you learn to play the drums. There we go. Right, so let's play along to the click so you can see kind of how fast it is and that kind of thing. So actually, if you got a real drum kit at home, like a very famous weatherman that we saw last week, didn't he do well? Then you can use your own drum kit. If you want to play it on a keyboard like this, that's absolutely fine. People have already got in touch with me to say, well, we haven't got a real drum kit at home, we've got an electric drum kit, can we use that? Yes, absolutely you can. The one thing I'll say to those people is the sound within your digital drum kit, if that's a sound you particularly like, I'll need you to send me the audio of that, or just do it as an out loud video like everybody else is going to do. If you're not bothered about the sound and you maybe want to use my drum kit, it's got nice sounds on it, then if you can send me a MIDI file and I'll be able to convert that for you. Okay, so that's the rhythm. Whether you're playing pots and pans, or whether you're playing notes on a keyboard, or whether you're playing a real drum kit, then I think that's a great way that you can get started into this track. Okay, right, so let's move on. We're going to do the bass next. I'll change the instrument. I'm actually not going to play a bass on here because it's quite difficult to hear for some people that have smaller internet speakers. So I've got this clave instead. Let's bring your music up so you can see what's going on. Now I'm going to go even smaller on the screen.